Hello, my lovelies. It is pop-up live day, and what a perfect day it is for me, at least, because I'm not going anywhere. I did leave out in truth in advertising. I did leave this morning to go to Starbucks and to go get cash for my neighbor who was shoveling the snow. Both of those were a high priority. But other than that, no, not leaving. So I'm so glad to spend some time with you. This is Lisa Harden coming to you live from the Stamping Zoo in a very snowy Boise, Idaho today. Even by Jen standards, I think it's a very snowy, a very snowy day here. So yes, it happens. It happens occasionally. It used to happen all the time. It seemed like when I was younger, when I was a kid. Or does it just, is that just how your memory plays tricks on you? Anyway, we don't get as much snow as we used to, but man, we got it in spades the last couple days. In fact, it just stopped snowing from today. And I think it was snowing when I went to bed last night because the dogs kept coming in snowy. So anyway, let's have some fun. Let's play. Let's make some beautiful colored cards, right? Hello, Jill and Jean and Donna, Roz. I'm so glad to see all of you. I'm trying to put my little sign down there, right? In case none of you need the reminder, but somebody new will pop on and I want them to feel welcome and know who they're watching and give them fair warning as to what they're getting into, right? Okay, so I did a little bit of, I gave you a choice today, and a couple of you said either or might be fun to see, let's see here, wrapped bouquet. So I think we will make a card with this towards the end. But right now, most of you said you wanted to see me create something with pretty perennials. So we're gonna use this. I had a couple of ideas. Still rattling around in my noggin from when we played with this. It may have been Thursday night, Sunday, Thursday, whatever. When we played with this the last time, I still had some ideas left. Believe it or not, the ideas are flowing like molasses today. Maybe a little faster than molasses, but I've been designing for my Charmed card kit, which is Hey Chick this month. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. They're always fun, but of course when you're doing something fun with the little images, they're just adorable. And yes, I would love to show them to you, but I cannot because they are exclusive to the class, because that's one of the things that makes the class special. But just trust me, they're cute. So you can do lots of fun things with the Hey Chick and the Hey Birthday Chick bundles. But today we're going to focus on pretty perennials, and we have Lois coming in, Burr from frigid Saskatchewan. No doubt. Hi, Kathy. Chatting with you earlier. Hope you're doing good. Hope you got a nap in, or if you're like me, one's coming up. The dogs have been in and out, I don't know, 50 times because they are little snowmen. They love the snow. Havanese originated in Cuba, which is why they're called Havanese. But you wouldn't know it to know these two because they, you know, they have these nice little fleecy jackets, and they can kind of, they're like sweaters. They can stay in them all day or whatnot, run around in them, and then they dry off really quickly. And so I put those on this morning, and they were like wild, little wild men. And then they come in, of course, and I'm sure you all know this if you have animals that love the snow. Then they get the zoomies. Somebody was in my bed, I don't know, a few times. I heard them in there when I was making cards. It's like, well, whatever. It's not like they don't sleep in there, but oh God, they were wild. So then anyway, I was still creating, and then I made them have a late lunch so they would be asleep when we were doing this. But I don't really think it mattered because when I went in there after I fed them, they both just kind of dropped. So they were ready for a nap. And, you know, then I had some lunch myself. Here I am. I've been watching a great show called Firefly Lane. It's on Netflix. And the last time we were all together, I asked for recommendations, and Megan LeCornu told me about that one, and I started watching it, and I really, really like it. Highly recommend it. It's about some lifelong friends, and so it hits my feels, you know. And it's a book written by Kristen Hanna, and I have talked about her a few times before. I'm sure lots of you know her. She wrote a couple of books that I just absolutely love. So it was really fun to see this come to life. So anyway, that's what I've been doing today, and also been watching the neighbors get stuck in their driveways. Kind of pathetic. Now, I'm not trying to say that I know how to. I'm a pro at driving in the snow or anything, but people laugh at me every year, and it seems like every year, at least one time, I need this, and that is, I have snow tires put on my car every year, and my car is already in all-wheel drive. I'm sure Australians are like, what are you even talking about? Snow tires, all-wheel drive, what is that? But I'm sure they have something cool they have to do to their own vehicles for the heat. So anyway, these are just things we do to our vehicles because of the snow, right? And so anyway, my car is pretty well equipped, and I have driven out of this cul-de-sac for 22 years, and I've lived in Idaho all my life. So, you know, I know how to kind of get down to the grocery store, right, and get back. But I just watched the next door neighbor, who was in a big pickup, get stuck in his driveway. I was like, okay. If I was like 10 years younger, I would have had, if I was a little more cocky than like I used to be, I would have ran out there and asked him if he wanted me to pull it in. But I didn't. Okay, I just left him alone. He can figure it out. We live in a cul-de-sac, so you could kind of just leave your car parked out there and still be fine. All right, so let's talk about this beautiful paper. Let's stop talking about my neighbors. You would think I just sat here at the window all day and watched them, right? No, they're not that exciting. Let's start. Let's see. Well, yeah, let's start by using this Flower and Field DSP. You cannot purchase this. You have to earn it by making a $50 purchase of something else. So maybe you want to purchase the bundle that we are talking about today, Pretty Perennials. If you do that, I believe it's $50.25 US. And so right there you get a free celebration item. And so you could choose this package of Flower and Field DSP as your free choice. Look at all of the colors it goes with. So these are all of the cardstocks that coordinate with the DSP. And you know we make it super easy. They give us all of the colors that they used, and so it's very easy to coordinate. So anyway, we're going to start with Flower and Field. And these cards are different, but they're going to have like a loose theme. And I guess the loose theme is black and white with colored flowers, and then colored cardstock with white flowers. Now, my mind started percolating on this because I had cut out several of this flower and shadow in white. Some of you know why. But anyway, a few days ago, I was cutting out several of them. And I thought, they're very pretty, just cut out in white, and what the possibilities could be, right? So this is going to be the, oh dear Lord, was I drinking? Look at that thing. This is going to be the color theme for this card. It's not a fun fold. That was just me being kooky. I don't think I can make that into a fun fold. I think the measurements are off now. Oh, brother. I'll do something with it later, don't worry. But we're just going to use 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Okay, I'm new here. Don't judge me too harshly. Hi, Mary Ellen from Montana. Burr, right? This is probably coming your way, or it might be going down south more, like Ginny said. Ginny Harrell said it's coming her way. She's down in Colorado. But Montana, you probably get all of Canada's weather patterns. So, I know it's cold, girl. I know that you're looking at me and you're looking at my pictures and laughing. Kind of like Natasha Myers. I was thinking, oh, brother. She's like, Lisa, get real. That's not snow. Okay, so, and the measurements for at least the first two cards are the same. The DSP is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, and then this one, let's see if I can say it. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it's an 1/8 larger. It's just a little peekaboo layer, right? But it makes a difference. Let me just show you quickly. This is what it looks like against the black with the matte and without the matte. See how that makes a huge difference? I really think it does. Now you could stagger these also. I don't think we're going to, but you can get a slight stagger. Usually when I stagger the papers like this, I like to have 2 that are 3 3/4 by 5. And then that seems to work really good. The crew in Seattle have almost a foot. Oh, yes. We are a little ahead. I don't know what the official reading is. I probably have 16 inches out on the railings. I just took a picture because it kind of slowed down for right now. And anyway, there is a lot of snow out there. So I did not have to shovel. Very happy for that. I did go out though and shook my trees. And you may have seen the pictures, but for evergreens, for some of them especially, they don't lose leaves, right? They gather a lot of snow. And so if you want them to keep their shape and you don't want them to lose branches, branches will break off if it gets too much snow. So, like as in the case of last night. So you have to shake those off, or else you can lose big branches off of your tree. So I did get that done. I went out and did that much. Now let's see here. I know I want white. Let's try one of each. Let's just try one where they're both white, but I kind of think no, because we have DSP, I can tell you right now. I think I want that one in vellum. What do you think? Let me make a few of these, and then we will make a few in vellum, a few shadows in vellum, and we'll decide. But I kind of think that's going to work. Okay, now remember, we stagger the plates, and if it gives me too much trouble, I will just switch over to the big guy. But, well, hello, Julie. I saw that Jill was teasing you later, letting you know that my snow is coming your way. Sadly, girl, it probably is. Or Mary Ellen's snow is coming your way. You're getting snow either way in Ohio. You guys just kind of have been hit, right? Now, yes, I could have die cut some of these ahead of time, but I figured this was going to be our visiting time. So, anything you need to tell me, now's the time. Jean Schutz says she loves Kristen Hanna books. Okay, the name of the one that I love so much is escaping me right now, Jean, which is not good, but I read The Great Alone, and I also read, oh, The Nightingale. That's the one I really, really adore. But also The Great Alone, and I just read The Four Winds, which I think is pretty new. I actually didn't read that one. I listened to it, and it was an excellent book on tape. So those were all really, really good. I highly recommend them. And this one, I would say this one that they made the series on, I haven't actually read the book, but it's a little lighter in nature. It's maybe a little less, what do I want to say? It's just a little less intense, but I still really like it. And the character development is excellent. And it's always really fun to see these things acted out, isn't it? We see so many adaptations of books for movies and series and stuff. And so I think in our mind, we're always initially thinking about, oh, I wonder who would play this character, or who would play that character. And it's really fun to see. Of course, I'm thinking, I know Katherine Heigl is one of the ladies, and the other lady, I can't remember her name, and it's kind of fitting because Katherine Heigl's character steals the show all the time. But I love the other actress too. So, anyway, check it out. It's free if you've got Netflix, although the price is going up for us. Is the price going up for everyone? They sent me a little FYI. You're expecting 6 inches. Julie's expecting 6 inches. Yeah. Donna says she has about 6 inches. Yeah, and Donna is in Washington also. It makes a big difference. Even like my aunt and I, we live just on other sides of the town, the city, Boise, and I will often get several inches more snow over here. It's probably a half hour away, but I'm up against the foothills, some foothills, and that always seems to make some difference. So just kind of interesting. I know it's beautiful, that's for sure. Might start looking a little grubby in a week or so, but who cares, right? It's free water. I need that. My yard needs that so badly. Prices keep going up. For what? What did I just talk about? Oh, for Netflix. Yes. It's like I never even mentioned it. I was like, oh, I wonder what she's talking about. Yes, Netflix. I'm like, well, fine. I do get a lot of good shows off of Netflix, so I guess I'll stick with it. But if they start lagging, there's only like 27 other subscription TV things to choose from, so it seems like every time somebody tells me about something fun, they're like, it's on blah, blah, blah. You have that? I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm sure there are others to check out, but I would rather make cards, frankly. I do have the TV on sometimes, like I'm sure a lot of you do when we're crafting. Kind of fun. Oh, now come on. See, I have my plates all messed up now, so there. There we go. Hello, Amy and Deborah. Deborah is in Pennsylvania. She had a foot last week and a few inches the other day, and more on the way. Oh my gosh, we're all just celebrating, aren't we? You're probably not celebrating. It gets to be, there's a little work involved in it, isn't there? Of course, you've got to clear it. You have to drive in it. Everything takes a little bit longer, and kind of keeps you from doing certain things like just running around town and doing errands, because it's just a lot of work, and it's really would not be that fun to have someone crash into you when you're just doing something that's not really that essential. So we tend to stay home a little bit more. And I think some of you, sadly, are on lockdown anyway. That may just be Melbourne peeps. Is anybody in the United States on COVID lockdown right now? I'm looking for my vellum. 1 minute. Okay, I knew I had like a strip here. I have others that I think will work better. At least that one. Okay. So yeah, I don't know about US lockdowns right now. There probably should be some. I'm not saying that. But it'll just fit. I love it when that happens. You're in Indiana. You have had ice on the ground. Gross. Which is making the dog mad. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure everybody's mad. Ice is never fun. No. Deborah, you're on sworn lockdown. Okay, I get it. I would like to be on lockdown, but work is not seeing it that way. I go in, I think you guys know this, a couple times a week. But We don't have work on Monday because it's President's Day. So that is a holiday that my work gives us off. And so I am so excited. I'm going to work on my charmed card kits, and just, I may do another live. Who knows? I should be just designing and making and doing all that other stuff, but I may have to pop on and say hi to all of you. So, because I have a lot of ideas right now, and like I said, they're just kind of flowing, you know? You got to go with it when it happens, right? You don't get in the way of the inspiration. I almost don't even want to clean the house, but the clean part in me wants to. It's not filthy, but, you know, it could do with a little sprucing up. Okay, can we get one more? I think maybe we can, if it doesn't move on me. Now, I hope that lots of you use the mini. It's half the price of the standard. The standard is still, like, I wouldn't give up the standard size for the mini, but I really like the mini. I'm grabbing it more and more. It's just, first of all, it's more lightweight. It's easier for me. The way I have them stored, it's literally just easy for me to grab it. And, you know, less room. Room is always a premium when you're creating. Even if you have a ton of space, you could always use a little bit more. And I don't have a ton of space. So, anyway, and I love it most when I'm chatting with all of you, because we can still be on the video, and it's not too much trouble. Now these would make really cool confetti, right? Something fun. I don't know what. We're not going to use them right now. You could use them in a shaker card, and they would be really fun for because they look like the petals, right? They're going to go in the trash right now, though. Sorry. I can't possibly save everything I make out of paper. It wouldn't work. Okay, let's see what we have. Now I also cut 3 3/4 by 5 piece of basic white for the inside. We can do a little stamping on that. So this is what these will look like, roughly. Oh, yes. I love them already. I'm sorry. It just takes a little thing to excite me. It would be just as beautiful with those in black, right? Well, let's do them in white. Just because. Okay? All right, so now that we know that's what we want, I'm tempted to do ribbon, but let's see. We need a good, just plain black ribbon. I have this black with glitter, but that's not what I want. Huh. Whatever I have, we always want something different. Isn't it true? It's true. What about rich razzleberry? Do we have rich razzleberry ribbon? I could make it. I may have to make it. Right? Let's see. Is this one still... This one's petal pink. Oh, so pretty. Is this one still active? Is this one still current? Metallic edged ribbon in petal pink. Someone tell me. I'm going to use it anyway. I just want to break the news to you now if it's not still available. The paper pumpkin. Oh, that's right, Deborah. The paper pumpkin does have black ribbon in it. Good call. Okay, I'm going to use this. If you don't have it, you can easily make it by using the white metallic edged ribbon and coloring it with your petal pink Stamp and Blend. I would recommend using the dark because this is a light color. It's a great set. Oh, yes, it is a great set. Oh, I'm making you want the set. Awesome. That's my job. It is a really fun set. Lots of cutting and or stamping. So it kind of like, you know, one day you might want to do more cutting, then more stamping, and it gives you that. Let me show off all the little pieces. And it's very fun for making your own DSP, which I don't know about you, but I haven't done that a lot lately. But when I used this last week, I made a card with basically my own background paper, and it was so cute. Made me want to do that technique more, you know. Haven't been doing it, so we have such beautiful DSP papers. It's hard to want to make my own DSP. They just keep getting better every single time, it seems like. Okay, oh, look at that, going up the hill. That's all right. So this is a little bit of Seal Plus that I ran in strips this way on the back of the paper, okay? And then you can put your ribbon on really easily. And since I have it out, I will go ahead and put a few more little pieces onto it. Get my other layer. This is a slim one, remember? Told you just a little hint. Pretty even, a little off on the left to the right, but don't mention it. Don't mention it. You have to get this set, Pam. Dude, that's the attitude I like. Just say you're gonna do it, or I'm gonna torture you until you do. And it's Dina Rico's $1 Million Celebration set. So there's another thing that's fantastic about it. How fun. It really is fun. And of course it's, you can do it in any colors. Now I think last time I didn't use any DSP when I used it. Now I'm going to use DSP. And so we're just having fun with all different ways. Oh, I really don't want to put that down yet. I caught myself last minute. I think I want to do some partial flowers. So that is not going to work well. This is silicone. So it's like our silicone sheet, only it's, you know, one big huge thing. So I can still do that. And then maybe we will have a little piece there. Yeah, I think so. With a sentiment here. We may reach to another stamp set for a sentiment. I don't know. I don't want that big happy taking over the space. I want like a little sentiment, maybe an itty bitty greeting or something like that. I'm going to use the, oh, now the other thing you could do with this vellum is you could color on it with Wink of Stella, of course. You could do something fun like that. That would be kind of neat, different technique. You can also color on the back of vellum, again, with your Stampin' Blends. It's hard to get, it will streak a little bit, and it's hard to not have that, but oftentimes it doesn't really matter because you have something else put on top of it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, and there is kind of a way that these go on here, that they shadow, you know, the petals, but I am going to kind of offset them. Just, again, just to kind of have a little fun with it. So I went ahead and put the glue dot right there. And I'm going to cover that up on the top with some sort of embellishment. But that is where I am going to know. So now I know where I can put my glue dot on the back and have it basically just disappear. Okay? And that's all you need. Unless you're giving this to a toddler and they're going to like manhandle it, it's fine. We'll be good. Okay, now this one is going to be front and center. You still buy lots of DSP. That's all right. We have a lot in common, Pam. Oh, and Kathy too. Yes, she loves to stamp and use less DSP. Yes, Kathy, that's a nice idea in theory. I'm gonna buy this and then I won't buy any DSP. Said no one ever. It's just a different look, right? Just gives you a different look. Okay. Oh. Fun. So like I said, the other ones that I was cutting out were literally this and the shadow both in white. And you can do so many things with that, right? You could use the blending brushes to really create something fun with that. And you could sponge it. You could do any of those types of techniques with it. You could spritz them with, you could also use the blender brushes to flick color onto them. That would be cool. I may have to do that. Just all sorts of fun stuff. You can also, of course, color the paper before you cut out the flowers, and then do all sorts of techniques with that. So I think we did that last week. Again, not to keep referring to last week, but we had fun with this last week. So I think that we made our own colored paper with the blending brushes and then cut some flowers out. And it was super fun. I loved those. I believe I sent those cards right out. A couple of them at least. So I took their picture. Most cards get their picture taken so that they can be blogged and put on Pinterest. And then if I'm smart, they go out the door, because then I have room to make other cards. Okay, let's put this one. Let me see here. Maybe I want this one up here. It's a little close, but yeah, I think I do. Because otherwise there's a lot of space, right? It looked kind of odd. Okay, so we need one more vellum. It's okay, I can do it. The only thing is this paper, remember I already put sticky on the back of it, so it didn't want to move. You gotta move over, guy. Okay, let's see here. I have to have my windows shut right now because it would wash out, all this light would wash out our picture. It's one thing about snowing like that is it gets super bright. You can usually tell, like if it's been snowing or if you expect to snow, then of course when you get up, like even if you, unless you have blackout shades, you can just tell because the house is brighter, even at 5 in the morning. It's just brighter. And the other cool thing about snow, if you've never experienced it, is that it does insulate the ground. So everything gets a lot quieter, unless you live in the country. Then it still gets quieter, but you get my point. Like everything, it's really appreciative in the city. I was just telling someone online this morning, Maria, I was just telling her it always reminds me how loud it is at my house when it snows, because then we get to hear it muffled. So it's kind of nice. All right, let's see if I can get this. It's slippery. It's sliding around on me the size that I have this cut. There. I hope it's on there. Oh, you'll be so mad at me if it's not. I'm glad so many of you could join me this afternoon. Super fun. If you feel like sharing, please do so. You might have some other friends who are just hanging out this winter weekend and need something fun to do, right? We need to show them. Indoctrinate them, some would say, but no, I just say invite nicely. Doesn't really take much to get friends to want to craft with you. Ooh, okay. All right. Oh, I think I know which embellishments we can use. So we're using that. I think we can use the champagne rhinestones. What do y'all think about that? I think so. Okay, so now hopefully, if you do this after me, you won't put your glue on first, but that's okay. And then you just trim the edges, right? I like to use these big long scissors, but the paper snips would work perfectly too. Something's going on. The other thing is, I think the dogs can hear lots. Lots of walkers. People are out and about still. Us, not so much. Oh, it's so pretty. One thing I definitely won't be doing is walking the next few days, because as it melts and then freezes, oh brother, I'm not good on dry land, let alone little spots of ice. And it depends on where the ice is, depending on like sidewalks that are shaded and all that business. So how many of you already have pretty perennials, and how's it going? Do you like it? Okay, we can either use Elegant Gems, which are so fantastic. They were in the holiday catalog, but they carried over. And where are the ones I was thinking of? I have a few little containers. Thank goodness I keep these organized. Thank you for the love hearts. Thank goodness I keep these organized in our slim cases. Oh my gosh, because if I didn't, this wouldn't even be a good thing. I'd never know what I have. Or the champagne. Let's check it out. I think these are kind of petal pink. Let's see what they look like. The other thing is, you can pick these up and put them back, and then you can put them down and pick them back up depending on, you know, don't like press into them and really burnish them. We could also use the Opal Rounds. Oh, so many choices. Dang it. You don't have the set and you're hesitant to get it. There's so many bits and pieces. Yeah. Well, that just, you have to know yourself, right? If you're more of like, I want super, super simple, only a few pieces. You know what? That's why I didn't get that one that has all of the windows. I love it, but I think it looks very fiddly for me, and especially for you. I don't think it would be very fun to watch in a video, frankly. So I did that for you. I sacrificed that for all of you. Okay, and then here's the third choice, and you guys are going to have to help me, okay? So you're going to help me. Okay, do we want Opal Rounds, Elegant Gems, or Champagne Rhinestones? Which do you like? I have a favorite, but I want to see if we match up. Oh my gosh, we could also use Black Matte. How is it? It's like every embellishment goes with this. So funny. Okay, tell me what you like. I don't even know what to say. Like, you want black, elegant, champagne, or opal? Champagne, okay. Oh, yes. So pretty. Champagne. Is Jill the only one that's going to tell me? I can always go with Jill. We always like Jill's choices. I'll wait for a few minutes, see what you guys think. Champagne. Yes, and black. Champagne or black. Oh, black. Champagne or black. Okay. I'll give you a few more minutes. I'm going to look for a sentiment so you guys can battle it out. It's the war of the embellishments. And I'm going to grab our itty bitty sentiments and see what I can find. Itty bitty greetings, itty bitty birthdays. Yes. Itty bitty birthdays. No brainer. You guys are so fun. Let's see here. Black. Okay, we've got Jill, it's a champagne. Okay. We have 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We are tied, champagne and black. So you guys, you need to vote. You have to just say one, not both of them. We need more voting. We're all tied up here at the moment. And then that'll be the winner. Let's see here. I'm going to look for cute little sentiment shape. Black. Okay, black it is. You were yelling at your phone. Yeah, you know what? I didn't hear. Can you believe that? All right, the last one I saw was black. Very cool choices, though, and it just goes to show, like, if you don't know what you want to use, just try them out. Yeah, just try them out because they would have all been just fine. So, champagne, so beautiful in the annual catalog. Champagne can go a couple of different colors, like some of our other embellishments too. Yes. Okay, let's do black. Black's totally beautiful, and it really kind of pops, doesn't it? Like the rest of this design. Oops. Okay, so like the rest of this design, it really does pop. And get a lot on a sheet. I think 160, so don't be shy. So pretty. Ooh, I like. I'm obviously going to do the sentiment in black. Look at our card. It's so pretty. It would have been just as pretty this way too, without the ribbon. Or running the ribbon the different way. But I like it. Okay, and then, excuse me. Something just fell overboard. That's okay. I kind of like birthday wishes just initially. I think it has the right amount of curve, but not too much. And I'm not putting a lot of curve into the shape of the sentiment. I am just going to use a strip of basic white, whisper white. I don't know. They're all thrown in the same batch now. So they're all playing together. And for the most part, that's just fine. Okay, birthday wishes will probably go right here. It will look really pretty. So let's get that up on a block. And like I've been mentioning, there's a reason why there's lots of different block sizes, because you have a lot more success with your stamping being even and not having ghosting, which is something else in the Twitter world. But now that actually means when the edges of your stamp get inked and then you impress it into your sentiment. And usually we don't like that. So there's much less chance of that happening when you use a stamp block that's the right size to begin with. Hello, Leslie. I know. I'm so glad you were looking at them. I had no idea if you guys would jump on right now or not. I think it's a decent time for the Aussies, but I didn't remember. Oh, so cute. Of course, we're going to use some more of our black matte. I'm going to put at least one of our black matte dots on this. But I also want to put a little knot in the ribbon. Okay. Come on now. I love the silicone mat, but of course, when I'm trying to pick something up, nothing is slick anymore, right? Everything sticks. So, that's its only, like, uh-oh kind of thing. Okay, that's going to be super cute. We are going to pop that up on some foam adhesive sheet because I don't have the strips over here with me. Thank you, Jean. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to go get the strips. I need the strips. Let's see. Okay. I'm just feeling the strips today. something about the snow. At least it was something different. I was laughing. I was like, why am I so... I'm not like... I don't have the zoomies like the dogs. But I do feel like, oh, it's so fun. And then I was like... And I realized it's probably just fun because it's something different to look at out the window. You know. We need entertainment. It's how Laura Ingalls felt when she lived on the prairie, right? And she looked out of her heated home and was on the internet. No, not quite. But, you know, I love me some Laura Ingalls stories. So I always wonder what she would think every once in a while. Pretty sure she had different snowstorms than this in Minnesota. It probably would knock our socks off. And then, oh, they didn't have any electricity. Or a bunch of stuff. Oh, so cute. Okay, now, so the one ribbon I had pulled before this too was this black and white from Playful Pets. Isn't that fun? I happen to also be using this in my chicken designing. So it goes with lots of different things because, of course, it's black and white. Okay, where'd my champagne ribbon go? All right, now we want a little... Maybe I should have done this first, but I want this knot to be in a particular place, right? Right at the very end of the sentiment. So, oh, I hear someone walking around. They're checking stuff out. Okay. I love this already. I'm so glad I need birthday cards all the time. Gives me a perfect opportunity to make something cute like this. Okay, come on, behave. Oh, behave. Bad baby. All right. Gonna need a glue dot. You will behave. Okay. Oh, yeah. There. How fun, right? I like it. So let's put something on the inside. Something fun on the inside, right? Gonna take this, let's see, here we go. Replying to Leslie. Is Leslie talking about how hot it is? Leslie, don't you dare. Ah, she's outside having her morning coffee. Stop it. Let's see. I need my grid paper because last time I colored on my silicone, it stained. It was one of our hot pinks, but still, I was like, come on. Okay, I want to color this in petal pink. So I'm just taking the petal pink dark. You could use the light if you wanted to. I don't really think there's any sense in trying to blend the two colors because on something as slim as this, that's just gonna get lost. That's not gonna be that exciting. Right, okay. That is gonna go on the inside because we have it, so we may as well zhuzh it up and use it. And then, where are my stamps at? Ooh. We have lots of fun things we can do. Let's stamp these leaves. Stamp these leaves. Uh-oh. Looks like I'm buffering. I don't know if I'm buffering for you guys. Hopefully I'm not. But if I am, I apologize. Let me plug myself in. I hope that's not the problem. That might be the problem, but let me see. I can't tell. Okay, I hope you guys see me. There we go. You know what? It could have been like the phone might be slowing down, running out of battery, because I forgot to plug it in. I always have to. Let's see here. Come on, get over there. Okay. 2 blocks for these leaves. I realize I'm taking a little time with this, but you know what? This is someone's birthday card, and I want it to be really nice. And also, these stamps make it super simple to add a little extra, right? So I want to use Blackberry Bliss because it's in our DSP. It's beautiful, and it's going to play nicely when we do 2nd generation stamping. Okay, and it's going to be really pretty with the petal pink flower. All right, let's take a look before we use it. Fun. That one's kind of distinctive, right? They all are. That's fun. Okay. All right. So let's do the leaves coming off this way. We'll do 1 and 2. Okay. And we're going to use our 2nd generation. And one side of the stamp is more pointed than the other, but I don't know that it even really matters if you don't get that right. It doesn't need to fully color in. See, like I went over the line with that. I like it that way. Yes, I do. I'm not just saying that. I am actually going to put a little glue on this. I know sometimes that can turn into a mess, but I don't want to put an embellishment on the inside, because if I send it in the mail, it will kind of poke into, it will emboss, not in a good way, the front of the card. So just putting a little there, right at the base. You're currently at 67. Oh, okay. All right, you're gonna have a hot day. Oh my gosh, you guys, before I came on here, I was watching one of my favorite shows, House Hunters International, and the family was moving from the United States to New Zealand. I think I've mentioned before, but I've got a little bit of a crush on New Zealand and Australia, frankly, now that I know so many people there, but kind of New Zealand more. It's so pretty. And anyway, there was a beautiful little village. Can I remember the name now? No, it was totally funky. It started with a W, but it sounded kind of like a V. And what I can remember, it was called something like Winky Wonky. Okay? I'm pretty sure that was its actual name. Look at our card. Do we love it? And that's a totally different look than what I've been seeing for this Perennial Petals stamp set. So I think that's a pretty cool. All right, let's make another one. That was so fun. We might not get to flower bouquet today, and that's all right. It's more important to visit and take our time with our card creations. So anyway, I like this. Do you guys like this? Or would you have done anything a little bit different with the way we did it? Would you like to see it all the flowers in vellum? That might be another way to do it. Also putting the flowers, cutting them out in black, or one of the colors in the back would have been a cool way to do it. So just lots of different variations on that alone. But yes, I was watching House Hunters. There was another totally beautiful little town, and it was beautiful. I do love my home, and lots of the point of living at home is because the family's here, right? I wouldn't be scared to move, but of course I need to be able to make money right now. But when I retire, maybe, I don't know. I always thought about Western Europe because it's so easy to get to different countries, but I don't know, you may talk me out of France with the winters alone. And France can be hot in the summer too, but lots of places in France don't have air conditioning. That's not so good. I am a fragile flower. I am a fragile, pretty perennial. And I don't do well in the heat. So that'll have to be one of the criteria. Hello, Amy. Love the card. Can I show the dies? Yes, absolutely. Let's take a good look at the dies. There's 23, Deborah. So this is one we're not going to use today, but this was one that we made the other day with my blending brush technique. This was actually on white cardstock, right? And we just were blending away, and then we die cut. So a lot of them have like a negative and a halo back behind them. The flowers and the leaves do. Then you have these that actually cut out pieces. This is a super fun one. It actually kind of, it probably coordinates with these little dots, but just by itself, it's a very cool design. I'm gonna make a card just out of that sometime. And then of course you have all the little flower centers and the stems that go off of the flowers and the berries and coordinate with all that. So it was very wisely designed, right? Very cool. And then some of these lined flowers and leaves are really fun to just have as a little extra. So lots to look at in that one. I know, right? Yeah, why not? Blackberry Bliss leaves. Okay, so now that you've kind of got the idea of what I'm doing, let's just flip it on its head. And let's use Whisper White Thick, Basic White Thick. This is from True Love Designer Series paper. True Love. Who knows that movie? You guys know that movie, I'm sure. I saw, oh, actually one of those episodes of the show we were just talking about, Firefly Lane, is called Marriage. And so, of course, that reminds me of The Princess Bride. It's so funny. Let's see here. Where's our True Love paper? I may have already pulled it out and then, like, set it somewhere. How about behind me? That might be. Nope. Oh well. Too bad, so sad. I'll find it eventually. But there are lots of great designs in the True Love Designer Series paper. It is towards the front of the annual or of the holiday catalog in one of the Valentine's or heart suites. I hate to just cubby hole the heart suites to Valentine's Day because of course they're great for Valentine's Day, but hearts is like just a main theme that you could use for anything. I mean, lots of the cards you send to people are people that you love anyway. So there's already a great takeoff point for that. So we've got lots of big bodacious florals in this paper, lots of graphic black and white. And so I chose this polka dot. And of course you can do all sorts of fun coloring techniques with this. You can just use it as like a color book and just sit and color it. It's a perfect day for that kind of thing. Just sit and color, watch TV, snuggle dogs on the couch. That is a perfect day. Let's see here. Where's my itty bitty birthdays? I gotta put this back. We may use it again. Well, it's gonna have to sit up here. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Okay, so now for these, I thought, of course, we're gonna make colorful flowers. You could cut these flowers out of DSP or, again, out of colored paper that you make yourself, but I wanted to really go for the wow factor. And so we're going to use some Glimmer Paper. Glimmer Paper is in the annual catalog. And if you haven't played with it, you need to. It's good stuff. This glimmer does not shed. It's really embedded into the paper, but it has so much shimmer and shine. And the sheets are really in a rainbow ombre. So you get lots of, they're particular Stampin' Up! Colors, but you get lots of transitional piece. So you can make lots of, you know, lots of flowers that are different colors. So let's give this a whirl. Since we're already on this kick, right? Let's do it. Okay. And then the plates. Hope I have this cut right. And again, I think we're going to just do the insides. The outsides have to be something else. Or we might not use the outside. We might just put flowers all over it. Let's try that in the beginning and see how we like it. I don't really think they need a background. There's almost, this particular DSP is a lot of white anyway. So let's just check it out. You were cutting out flowers yesterday with different colors of DSP. And Glimmer is fabulous. Yes. Hello, Martine. You love that paper. I know, right? I'm kind of crushing on it too. We used it a couple of weeks ago and it's been in my mind ever since. So I was like, okay, I just got to get that out. Oh, see, I don't even think we're going to have to use a background. I don't think we're going to want a background. And this is a great way to use up all sorts of the glimmer paper. All these little pieces and parts. And like Deborah was talking about, there's lots of different sizes of things. So you could definitely, you know, use all of these different things. We're going to just use the flowers in the interest of time. But there's this flower too. So, oh, I'm so tempted to make some of these. Okay, I changed my mind. I can do that. We can do that here at the Stamping Zoo. No problems with changing your mind. Okay, I like those little coronavirus dies. No, that's not what they are. But here forward, I bet most of us will think of them as that. It's very timely, don't you think? Yeah. Cool colors. Okay. Ooh. Super fun. See, again, like you could make cards just out of that. It doesn't have anything to do with flowers. It just comes off as this little starburst type design. Pretty versatile set. A lot of our sets are, aren't they? And also, it just takes your imagination. Like you see things differently than all the rest of us see things. So I'm sure that you, all of you, can come up with something that none of us have ever seen before. One more of those. Darcy, no more flowers. Roz told herself that too, and I told Roz that is one of the silliest things I've ever heard. Now quit talking about that nonsense. No more flower sets. That's like saying no more sunshine. No thanks, not for me. No more sunshine, thank you. Oh gosh, years ago I used to say silly things like that too. Now this, now we're going to get some real intense. It's probably Blackberry Bliss with Gorgeous Grape. And then of course we've got the greens and blues. I'm trying to run this through at the same time. Is it going to work with me? You need to work with me, kids. Okay. Here we go. Oh, my plate's a little bowed there. Come on. I said get in there. All right. That's what it took. It's the mom voice. Whoops. Sorry. It is little. So, you know, you have probably 30 stamp sets of flowers. Well, you know what I find, which I think most of you know, my routine is that I work with current product, right? Because I do sell all of the products that I use. And so I'm pretty sure you don't want to see me work with a bunch of retired product. If you fall in love with something, you want to know you can order it. So anyway, I have kept precious few stamp sets. the one thing I find is that our tastes, like stamps change, right? Like if you look at stamps from even just a few years ago, the images are a lot smaller than they are now. And also, even the technology changes. Like we didn't have any distinctive stamps. And sometimes I find the ones that I thought I loved so much at the time, I find them rather, I don't know, like, I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I'm sure that's just because I love the next best thing down the road, right? My favorite stamp set is the next one coming. So I'm just that person. So maybe that could be it. But I do find that when I save the stamp sets, particular stamp sets, that I thought I loved so much, I don't. I'm like, they had their time and they're down the road now. Like in the recent past, the only ones I've saved are the peacock, because I wanted to make at least one set of multiples with that, and then I'm going to sell it. So I kept that one, but for one use. I kept the ladybugs for one use, which I still have to do. And I kept the llamas, which is a perfect example of a stamp set kind of just being from the past. Like, I won't get rid of the llamas because I do need a llama stamp. But I would love a new llama stamp because the old stamp is really small and not that impressive. It's super cute, but it's kind of like, it's done its time. Thank you for your service. And now I'm probably going to pass you on. Like when I get the chance at a new llama set, that one may have to go. So anyway, that's my philosophy. Mostly it's because of space. Because I don't do well with a bunch of things, whoops, clustering around me. So, yeah. Sorry, can you see me? I was reaching for a plate. And before I knew it, I think my face was on the camera. I'm mashing up here. Okay, let's see if I can do that. Now we have so many choices of this beautiful glimmer paper. Okay, you worked with a woman who only sent out cards she liked, flowers. Didn't matter if the cards went to a male or female. I guess that's one way to do it. She was like, I only want to use flowers. I would hate to limit myself to that. Oh, it's like, this is a big, beautiful world. Dies and stamps and, you know, but hey, that's okay. Pam, you say it's amazing how much COVID has changed our lives and how much it's a topic of conversation. I know. You know what, Pam? I think you're so right. I was wondering the other day, do I tell people to stay safe because I'm getting older or because of COVID? And I think it's because of COVID, obviously, because that wasn't me either. The smartest thing to, now just a sidetrack to this card, a very smart thing to have done, which I didn't do, would have been to have put adhesive sheet on the back of this. Yes, it would have been. But in my excitement, I didn't. And it's not the end of the world, because I think we're still going to use glue dots. But since these are not going to be glued onto the larger halo die, if you just wanted to glue them down, it would not be that much fun. So don't forget your adhesive sheets, like I did. Okay, now, if you can see over here, those would be really fun to keep, wouldn't they? They almost look like hearts, kind of. They're between a heart and a triangle. But they would be really fun to keep for your shaker cards. Anything you make in multiples like this, whether it's on purpose or not, it is kind of good to save it sometimes, because when you go to make the shaker card, then you already have it. You know, you have something you can like start your design around. So, oops, let me grab that last little pokey thing. Okay, these dies work beautifully. I've used them in Wonder Woman. I've used them in the mini. They work, period. for everything. Okay. I think we might be finished with that. Depends on what our sentiment's going to be on this one, right? Isn't this fun? Oh, it's so cute. All right, now let me think ahead for Pete's sake first. Do I want to use that black and white twine this time? Just really keep it all black and white, except for then our flowers have this like kabam. Do I know where I put that? That's the next question. Here it is. Oh yeah, we're going to put that on there. Now, let's do this one this way. Just for a little flipperoo. So again, I left a wide border of white, 3 3/4 by 5, okay? 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Really like, this is like the one I really like. The, what do I want to say? This is the design that I really like for just standard card fronts. I really like them to be a little smaller. I like a wider border, and that's just me. You do you. But that's what I'm doing. And will I change my mind next week? Probably. You are giving away your things that isn't Stampin' Up. You know what, Pam? I did that a few years ago. I think I always mentioned to you guys that we had a store come into town, and there was a while where I didn't have a demonstrator. Just the lady I'd been doing classes with, she didn't want to do classes anymore, and I didn't have a demonstrator. And that was in the days when you had a demonstrator. You didn't just go up on yourself online, because we didn't have online. So anyway, it was right before everything was kind of available online. And the store may have been called Scrappers. I don't know. You guys tell me. But, oh, I got that a little crooked. It looks a little bit weird. Is it going to show up? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm cutting this off. We're going to start again. Anyway, the store was totally fine. And, of course, I went silly in there because that's what you do in the stores, I think. Because nothing is coordinated. So, like, of course, one time I would find, like, little embellishments that I thought were super cute. Then the next time I might find cardstock that was great, but it didn't go with the embellishments I got. Or I might like something and then they were out of it. You know the story. So you get something else that you don't really love. Okay. I mean, you've all been there, right? That's why we're all using Stampin' Up, because you can actually use the stuff you get and move on. So anyway, I had a lot of things from there. I'm kind of like embarrassed. And I had used a fair amount too. I've always made a lot of cards. But yeah, it was a lot, let's just say. All right, I am recutting this, and I'm going to give it a little extra size. So let's say 3 7/8, 5 1/8, 5 3/8. Okay, kind of doing the in between. Think about what you really use. Be honest with yourself. Start small. Once you get started, it's much easier. That's sage advice, isn't it? That is good advice. It could be my polka dot paper that's slightly off. You know what I think makes it look slightly off? Is this right here. It's such a tiny piece, but I am going to straighten it out. I know. You're like, we didn't come on here to watch you cut paper, but you know what? This is part of the process, isn't it? Part of the process. We want to make our things look nice, not grubby, not haphazard. In fact, I just changed my blade last night. Oh, it makes such a difference. There we go. Much better. Okay. Now, wouldn't you rather receive that? Wouldn't you rather know I made the margins clean and straight? Yes. That's coincidentally, that's what I do when I send the card kits to you. I try to make sure that each and every one of them is done right. I do. Now, does it always happen? No, I don't think it always happens, but I make it right in the end. Okay, now this is going to be, oh my God. Look at all this black and white, but in different ways. It's kind of fun, yeah. I like it. This, we're just gonna tie in a knot because I've tied it in a bow and I thought it was kind of voluminous. Shouldn't have it on there. For this certain thing, I'm just gonna have a little strip. So, yeah. I wanna start kind of laying out the card. I could tie this the same way that I tied the other one, right? By just attaching it on the back. I may have to if it doesn't. Oh, let's see. I know this trick. Reverse tweezers. See? I know this trick. Tie it tight. Put your reverse tweezers right in the middle. That's your third finger right there. It's your third hand. Okay. Then tie it tight. Take the tweezers out. Okay. We are good. We are good to go. Then you can fuss with where the knot is. You don't even have to really, like, see, then you can move it a little bit. And I did this twice, but of course, you can do as much as you want. I like to separate them a little bit so that when they are coming out of the, when they're coming out from under the sentiment, they're really noticeable. Okay. Scissors, there's, all right. That New Zealand, okay, the American family that was moving to New Zealand, one reason why they were going there is because the lady was a doctor and she could practice medicine there. Huh, interesting. I guess, I'm sure that it probably is, they have like reciprocity. And I started thinking, I wonder what countries doctors come to from America where they have reciprocity. Kind of interesting. Glue dots. Where are my glue dots? Okay. Oh, now we're talking about. Oh, Roz says, the demo you used when you first started was such a loser. She did everything for us. Don't you love your story heard back live? She did everything for us, cutting, etc. And we basically just glued things together. That is dumb. First of all, how are you ever going to sell anything by doing that? Okay, anyway, I will carry on. You had no clue how to cut paper because you'd never used it. Exactly. Oh my gosh. No, that's called control freak of the highest order. My gosh. No. I don't see how that would be fun for anybody, the demonstrator or the kids, the ladies, the stampers. No, thank you. No, thank you. You can ask my ladies. They do everything. I will occasionally show them mercy and tie their bows. But I also make them watch me so that hopefully when I send them home, they can figure it out. Oh gosh, Deborah says they're fighting over the retired stuff. Oh gosh. Now listen, you know what? I belong to a couple of those too mostly because I've sold them. And, you know, I'm not going to lie. Something will come up and I'll be like, oh, that was so fun. It's mostly that it brings back good memories for me, I think. It's not that like I even want to use it again. I get caught up in that. So I don't buy anything retired though, for obvious reasons. I have pretty much everything I could ever want. I have more product than I have time to use it. But it doesn't mean I don't still, you know, I follow those channels again because I use them sometimes to sell things. And yes, you're right, Deborah. People get a little territorial. The best way to sell something, I find, is to get more than one person interested. After that, yeah, the competition helps. So, oh my, we are funny creatures, aren't we? We are funny creatures. So all I'm doing now, there's no rhyme or reason to this, obviously. I wanted a few to go off the paper, a few to stay on, and I'm just kind of laying these little goofy things down. Right there I have a purple and a green, so I really couldn't do like a different one. I guess I could have put that one there. But I like that there's not a lot of rhyme or reason. I'm going to use this one because I just think it's cute. And then we still have one flower and two little doohickeys to use on the inside if we want to. Do we want this one there? It's awfully close, but I don't think I want it out. Let's see. I'm just going to use it there. I'll call it good. This guy, I want to move over a little bit more to the left. And see, I even left the centers in a couple of these flowers. A couple I didn't. That's fine. Okay, that's fun. Ooh, I'm loving it. This is really fun. You use those flower. Yeah, you use them as flower centers. Exactly. You can peel them off and then inlay them into other die cuts of the flowers that you use. You can use them as tittles, right? The little dots on your eye. If you really want that to stand out. Of course, we have Playful Alphabet, and I think it's Well Wishes. I don't remember which one it was exactly, but you can cut out a lot of tittles in several sets. So I'm putting this one in the center-ish so that then I can write a little something and, you know, sign it, and it'll be down there. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Okay. These guys. Look at that. I think that is so cute. And might I say clever. Okay, so now before I put this down, we are going to kind of move the knot. I really did like, let's see. No, I really think I just want to stick with itty bitty birthdays right now. You're growing up. That's not so good. I also don't know that I should put, you're not old, you're just older. Nobody's gonna buy that. Okay, that's like my age or older. Time to celebrate. I like that one. You're not old, you're just older. It's kind of depressing in a way. We have some age type sentiments of that where I'm like, I don't know that I want to use that. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Deborah, the girl who doesn't want the Perennials set. That's okay. If you end up not getting it, girl, that's all right. But I'm not going to bet money on it. This might be crooked. This was a little, I got my label on a little crazy. That was before I knew exactly how to do it. So, let me try it again. That last one was kind of okay. See, when I do this, then coincidentally, I don't use this stamp very much because, oh, I have to stamp it several times. Good job. Time to celebrate. It'd definitely be on another color of paper. Girl, I think you're right. We're going to grab some Bermuda Bay. Just a little sliver. Okay, let's see what's going on outside. Oh my God, it's snowing again. It's snowing again. Woo! Crazy town. I'm definitely not going out now. Not that I was. I mean, let's get real. Even when it's sunny, I'm usually not leaving the house out in the afternoon. But if I were going to, I'm not going to now. Oh, that's just funny. Okay, let's try Time to Celebrate, the one that I can't really cut. I'm feeling frisky, just like the dogs, right? I'm feeling like I can do anything today. I believe I can fly. Maybe not. That's what I would like for my superpower, though. What would you like for your superpower? If you could have anything, what would you like? Tell me. Tell me. I want all 16 of you to say something. And if you're watching this on replay, I want you to tell me, what would your superpower be? I'm going to choose one of you that writes their superpower, and I'm going to give you a gift. And I'm going to let this one run a little bit. So I'm going to give the gift out. Oh, I'm going to draw for the gift on Sunday night at 4. So 24 hours-ish, okay? Now there you can see I moved a little bit of the ink because I know this is a heavily inked pad, because remember I went through all my ink pads and inked them up. So I just moved a little bit with my credit card, my Albertsons gift card that has no money on it. Oh my gosh, Pam. Well, I mean, mine was totally selfish. Now I feel like a horrible human. Oh God. I love your idea. Oh, Amy. Oh my God. Okay, I can't read these right now. This is gonna like make me start crying. But I love this. You can, yes, any kind of superpower you would like to have, you can have. It's really kind and beautiful, frankly. Okay, now this, you know what? I'm going to put some glue dots on it. And then it'll be glued to this, to the twine, because the twine has a lot of bulk. It's a little bit thicker than our other twines, which I really love about it, because sometimes that twine is dull. I know. Don't feel that way. See, there she is. There she's caring for me already. Pam, you're such a love. I'll think of a selfish superpower, and then I'll think of a something I should do. To come on that one, but I would love the feeling of flying. And of course, sometimes I dream that I have the feeling of flying, and I bet you guys do too. And maybe, you know what? Maybe one day we will be able to fly. I don't know. Maybe in this world or another one. That's not my call. Oh, this is so fun. I'm so glad you came to craft with me this afternoon, because we are making some really happy cards. I think I'll have to post these on Demonstrator Planning Place, because I think they both are a little bit of a different presentation of the Pretty Perennials, in particular, the Pretty Perennials dies. But that just goes to show you that this set is fantastic. Now, I think last time I used more of the stamps. I would show you the cards, but I already sent them out to 2 of you, right? Okay. So anyway, this has been so fun. Thank you so much for joining me today. And it was just a lovely afternoon with both of you. And we made some really fun cards by, like I said, just twisting the black and white and colored theme one way and then the other on the cards, right? Don't forget your insides. No naked insides. All right. We want to have a little excited thing on the inside. In fact, I like this little flower a lot right here. And I won't do it on the black card for obvious reasons. But on this card, I'm going to take Mango Melody and right in the back, this is, should I be doing this on a finished card? I'm not sure. It's gutsy. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. It's gutsy, but I'm going to do it. And if I could find my grid paper, what did I do with it? I have no idea. I'm just going to use this scrap of Bermuda Bay. See, that needs a little bit of clearing out as well. Okay. In the back, this is going to be like my little watermark. Oh, so cute. Okay. So that, my friends, is a wrap for today, right? Who wouldn't love to get this as a celebration card, a birthday card, whatever. Thank you all so very much. Please like, share, and subscribe. You know, this is a business for me, and I do love doing what I do, right? Which is paper crafting. And I also love that you help me continue it as a business. That helps me bring you a large variety of product, right? And so we all want to see a large variety of products. So thank you so much for your assistance with that. Please go over and like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube if you haven't done so. That also would be very helpful. And lastly, please post any questions or comments you have for me. And don't forget, list your superpower and that your superpower you would like to have. And I am going to draw tomorrow about this same time, and you're going to have a choice of some celebration 2020 gifts, right? Remember, I was still doing this. So you have, we've been doing this week. So you have your choice of Happy Birthday to You, Power of Hope, the Gangs Almere, and I have the embossing folders for the Power of Hope. They will go with the stamp sets. And I have one of these twine and sequin pack. So if you are watching the replay, the deadline to comment and give us the superpower you would like to have will be Sunday, Valentine's Day at 4 o'clock Mountain. And I will, I'll draw shortly after that and come on live. Okay. That's all, everybody. Thanks a million and stay safe.